Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Happy New Year's Eve. It's Proper Cup of Joe, but Joe's on vacation. So you get solo Adam. I think it's the very, very first time I've ever done a solo Proper Cup of Joe. We'll see how the solo chops at 6:30 in the morning on New Year's Eve are. I hope you guys are well. Caffeinated Lizard, what's happening? You're hanging out back to back. Last night you're here today. I think you were asking last night what resolutions I had, and I always have mixed feelings on resolutions. You guys make them? What do you guys have for resolutions and as you look for 2026? Put them in the comments. We got to talk about these things. So my resolution, I've thought a lot about it, and somewhere I got old, like, and not old like cranky and tired and worn out, but like old, like life experience old. Like, my resolution is just to continue building happiness in my life, and not like, oh, I have a neat guitar or whatever, take all that stuff away, but like fulfilling things. I'm wildly fulfilled creating my own businesses and my own little world. And part of it is that I resent that I was never taught or given that as an option, or told that, hey, there's this world where you can kind of, I don't want to make it about calling my shots, but like, I can work towards a thing that's important to me. And it feels almost like, like people that are really into like knowing how to like survivalists kind of people that like, hey, we could build a shelter out of this and a teepee out of this, so we would grow this so we could live this way. Like, I feel like I'm doing that in the business sense. Like, I'm fending for myself, and what I had to show for it feels way more special than what I'd earned in the past. And I've always worked hard. I've always been proud of what I've done, and I loved what I did in restaurants. But anyway, so my resolution is to keep building that and keep chasing that fulfillment. That I've got to think how to put it in words better, but building that fulfillment is really my own resolution. Yeah, learn something new. Do it every day. Like, you don't have to do that every year. Like, do that every day. Michelle, good morning. Aaron, what's going on, man? Offsite rodent building. If your rodent building is on site, is in the house, yeah, you want an offsite rodent building. I'm with you. Oh, Jen, same thing. Good resolution. Get those things out of your house. Yeah, here's the thing of resolutions is that we lose focus on them. I think you have to stay focused on them. I was talking last night with Charlie from Reagan Renee Royal Pythons. There's a psychological study, and you could, I should look it up so I could cite it because I love it so much. But it says if you write your goals down, immediately, just by writing them down, you're like 30 or 40% more likely to succeed in them. If you tell somebody about the goal, it goes up. If you break it down into smaller pieces or like monthly benchmarks, like you're talking about, you become almost undefeatable by going through some of those processes. And it's a really cool thing to see. And the funny thing is, like, now it's ironic as I sit here talking about it, I'm like, I need to go look that up because I need to see it again and write it down again and follow it again and believe it again. Yeah, go check that out. Maybe I'll have to just do a whole show next week with Joe on that. I put up a Patreon post last night. It was a thank you letter. This is from Caffeinated Lizard. How I just kept saying 2025 is going to be my year. Yeah, like, just control what you can control. There's good times, tough times, bad times, but you can always. There's tons out there that you can't control, but what you can control makes all the difference in the world. I think I'm starting to really embrace. Like, I've heard the cliche, and like, I think we take pride in worrying, but like, all the little stuff that we worry so much about, it doesn't most of it doesn't happen, and horrible things happen. I can never tell somebody that something doesn't matter that's happened to them, because it could be way horrible to them and it could be no big deal to me. But for me, the stuff that I find myself worrying about, it doesn't come true. And when I put a stop to worrying about it, I move on and I'm in a better place. And how I put a stop to worrying about it is I do something about it. And I either say, can I do something about it, or can I move on? Now, there's certain things in life. I lost my mother to ovarian cancer. I couldn't do anything about it, but I also couldn't just move on. So it only fits in certain things, but that's definitely something that I look at. Let me see. Aaron's been looking at empty properties. It's an exciting thing. It isn't just like going through the process of dreaming exciting. Like when you say to yourself, like, all right, how am I going to make this work? I got to go look at some properties. I got to go look at how I would do this. I got to draw out a little blueprint and stuff like that. Like, I think that's, I used to hate the word manifesting. I don't like when people are like, I manifested it, but like, focusing on your goals is manifesting. And so looking at properties, drawing it out, designing things, who cares? Design it. Even if you don't have the place, design it, get started. You're going to, there's another thought or another saying that says like a well-prepared mind will find opportunity. If you're well-prepared, educated, and have a vision of what you want, usually you'll find it. I bought a car wash when I was looking for a reptile facility, and it's there. It exists. It's real, have a little coffee with me, huh? This time of year, I usually just drink black coffee. This time of year, I put a little eggnog in my coffee, not any other, no other beverages, nothing on top of it, but I put a little eggnog. If you're just joining, Joe's on vacation this week. And if you've never seen the show before, my name's Adam. I breed ball pythons for a living. My co-host is Joe, and he does not do any of that, but he has a lot of questions, as you could imagine. And it becomes a show about entrepreneurship and kind of the search for it's become a whole lot more philosophical than I ever thought. I figured it would just be a guy asking me snake questions. But that's the show. We do it every Thursday morning at 6:30 Central Time. It's 7:30 on the East Coast, but it's even earlier. You should head out west. So thanks everybody for hanging out. If you're on the replay, thanks for joining. Coming to you ad-free from the good folks at Palm Street. If you want to start selling on Palm Street, the link is down below. You can download the app, start building your business today, and check out the playlist on the YouTube channel of Selling on Palm Street. There's a library that is growing there of just what I do, what works for me, and all that good stuff. So, yeah, wait, there's eggnog haters? Eggnog is phenomenal. Like, the only problem with eggnog is how, I even have a bit of lactose intolerance. Not that anybody needs those details, and I still love it. Like, the only problem with eggnog is that I would drink it if it was readily available year round. I know I'm sure I could find it, but if it were readily available year round, I would be a much less healthy person. Like, I have to just put like a dollop in my coffee, because otherwise I'll just drink a pint of it, Look at everybody coming out. New Year's Eve. What are you guys doing tonight for New Year's Eve? We have actually, this might be like the perfect thing, and I can't take any credit for it, but our neighbors, literally the people across the backyard, are hosting a neighborhood party. Get to walk, don't have to, like, I could be fine to drive. I might not be fine to drive, but I could be fine to drive. But if everybody else on the road is whacked out of their mind, I don't want to be driving out there in the Minnesota winter. It's going to get to 0 tonight. It's one of the worst days too, when it, like, right now we're at like 38 degrees. So that means all the snow is melting. The roads are going to be all slick and wet. And then all day the temperature is just going to plummet to 0, which means it's all going to refreeze and turn into a skating rink. So we're just going to go next door and hang out with the other adults. And I don't know what ringing in the new year with these folks will look like, but that's what we're going to do. And then come home and get on with 2026. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Blocker, get you some eggnog, man. What have you been missing out? Thanks for hanging out too, by the way. Oh, you're babysitting. Okay. All right. Well, time and a place for everything. Hey, look, I'm not playing a gig. Gosh, I remember the New Year's Eve gigs. We would, we'd start at 10 o'clock and play till 2 in the morning. And do the Auld Lang Syne thing, which is fun. Actually, I'd still get nostalgic playing that song. Maybe yeah, it is like drinking a creme brulee. Good job, man. Yeah, like a liquid custard. Maybe I should do a little Auld Lang Syne reel today on guitar. We'll see about that. I know, what in the Wednesday morning, right? Well, listen, Troy, as disappointed as you might be in Joe not being here today, you would be far more disappointed if we did the show on at 6:30 my time on New Year's Day. So yeah, we're hanging out Wednesday morning, man. I made a list of 5 things. Here's my my content addition today, as well as chatting and hanging out with you guys. I made a list of 5 things that I learned in 2025. I share these as much to sort of have my own record of what I learned and not forget, as to share, content, but I don't think it's particularly insightful. This isn't me lecturing. When you do these solo shows, it takes on a lecture feel, and I don't ever want that. So these are what I learned for me. What did you guys learn in 2025? What's your thing that you'll take away with you? In no particular order, I learned what a down market really feels like. 2025 was my first year of down sales. I will tell you, hang on, let me look it up here. I've just got to get the right spreadsheet. I will tell you, 2025 was the first year that I wasn't like growing in leaps and bounds on revenue. So 2021 actually had some snakes in 2020. I didn't sell any in 2020. 2021, I sold $4,500 of snakes. 2022, 15,000. So I tripled it. 2023, 54,000. So I like 3.5x'd it from the year over year. 2024, last year, I did 93,000. So almost another 100% increase. And I'll finish up 2025 right around 73,000 that I've done in revenue. So I went down not quite 20%, but a significant drop. So I learned what a down market feels like for me. And I learned it wasn't that bad, is what I learned. I learned that it's not as scary as it sounds. I learned that you don't always have to be up, and I'm not always going to be up 100%, and that you can make smart decisions. Interestingly, my bottom line this year is higher than it was last year because of sort of austerity measures of savings, not like personal life savings, like cost savings in the business. So you could pivot, you can make decisions accordingly based on cash flow and based on the reality of what's going on around you. So that was one of the things that I learned. Man, Jeremy, I'm so sorry to hear that. Jeremy says, I learned that any company you work for 15 years can just sell out and you lose your job via email and out of the blue. Brother, I'm so sorry. I don't know if I ever told the story publicly or on the show or in detail or whatever. Part of what motivates me so much is how much I used to believe in what I did and how much I cared about what I did. There was a time in my life I was working at a very high-end club. I've told you guys that, like, I worked at a place that had helicopter pads and private jets and just crazy, people that literally can just have a massive portion of the world's wealth consolidated in a mountaintop in North Carolina. And I felt like it really, and I worked there. I was one of the guys. I was a top executive. I was the food and beverage director and blah, blah, blah. I had just gotten a raise and I'd just gotten a bonus, and the end of our season was coming. I was doing a inventory and I was getting ready for, off-season planning and some of the things that we do in the off-season. And similarly, out of the blue, I was called to the general manager's office. I was introduced to the company CFO. He'd come from the home office, and I'd seen his name in emails. I'd never met him before. Oh, nice to meet you. How are you? Welcome. I'm good. Thanks for your service. We're not going to use you anymore. boom, just like that. Like, it can happen, and it screws with people's heads. Like it is a brutal thing. And what that taught me was just that I got to be selfish and not care as much about work and companies. And in some ways, I think I was naive, and in other ways, I'm like, no, man, I gave everything to those jobs, man. Like I missed Christmas mornings with my families, New Year's Eve. I'm sitting there talking about hanging out with the neighbors tonight. I hadn't had a Christmas Eve off before I left in 2021. In probably 2 decades, man, because that was one of the biggest nights, man. I would do the the New Year's Eve, and then I'd go play gigs, man. Like the stuff I had given, and it really empowered me to go, you know what? A job's got to be a job, but now at least I get to do Adam's job, you know? So, I'm really sorry about that, man. I know you personally, so I know that you know, you'll get to a good spot, and hopefully that you are in a good spot. But that is maddening, man. That is brutal. Let me tell you too, like when that happens, the worst thing is having a conversation with the ones that you love, like whether it's your wife or your kids, or you know, kids maybe don't get a full explanation, but they know stuff's up. You know, it's just it's the worst, man. I'm sorry for that. You know, let me see here. I didn't see this comment. Yeah, maybe it's a blessing. Maybe there's a new alternative that will make you happier, and I hope that you find it, man. I hope that's what comes your way in 2026. So, all right, my number 2 thing that I learned in 2025, more, more than ever, I am excited to be the tortoise rather than the hare. The old analogy. I'm very excited to be the tortoise. Couple things. Again, I feel like I'm getting old, but I like life slowing down. I like the process of things. I like doing all the little things right and slowing down and taking the time to do that rather than life just flying by in a blur. But I also believe immensely that opportunities snowball when you find a way to just stick around long enough and gain experience along the way, gain an audience, get better at what you do. I am talking about ball pythons, but I think it's in anything. There's something wildly fulfilling about not necessarily slowly, but steadily, consistently is really what I mean when I say I'm the tortoise. Like you can't just sit around and be like, I'm the tortoise. No, you got to be doing stuff. You got to be working, but like consistent, steady, work at a craft, at a goal is just, it's wildly fulfilling to me, man. I'm having a great time at it. I said on the show last night, like I look back at my first winter in that car wash, and like the car wash was freezing up. I didn't know how to work the boiler system. I was renting kerosene heaters to try and thaw the place out, A, to get open, B, so that, you know, no further damage would be done. I learned all that stuff from doing it, and knock on wood, like I'm nowhere near through the winter, but this winter has been a comparative breeze. And that's with reptiles in the same facility that I was freezing in emergency heating with gas blowers last year. So like I do the stuff. I love being the tortoise, but again, the opportunities that snowball from doing all the things that you can. I got to figure out how to tell the story, and maybe I'll talk with Joe when he gets back about it. Maybe it'll be my one thing, but I had a really great meeting with the bank yesterday. It's going to provide massive opportunities in 2026. Like be the tortoise, just do the consistent thing, like slog through it, man. I love it. You know? Let me see here. What else we got going on? Yeah, who's vending? Chris, where are you going to be vending at this Sunday? Is that the Fond du Lac show? Is that what you guys are talking about? Maybe not. Let me know where you guys are vending out there. By the way, I will be vending at the Cold-Blooded Expos in Des Moines, Iowa, January 25th, and then La Crosse, Wisconsin, Scaled Up Expos in La Crosse the next weekend, January 31st. So I say I'll be doing those. I actually need to pay the promoter and let the promoter know I intend to be there, but I'll be doing that. I'll be taking care of it. But I'll be at those shows. Yeah, midwinter shows in the upper Midwest. It's a challenging time. You got to grind through. You definitely got to be the tortoise if you're doing those shows, you know? All right. The next thing that Jeremy, believe it or not, that next Minnesota show from Cold Blooded is not until April. The February one, for some reason, got Janesville. Okay, nice. Jeremy, for some reason, that Minneapolis show that's normally in February got canceled. It's not there. And I don't have the dates for the Snake Discovery Hastings shows yet. They don't have that nailed down. So the next Minnesota-Minneapolis guaranteed show that I know about isn't until April. It's driving me nuts. And I've had to think about it. And again, this is one of those examples of like, just control what you can control. So I don't have, like, these shows are a massive part of my income. I do really well at them, but I'm going to put that effort and work into just focusing on advertising locally. If I'm missing doing a show, that's 4 months that people are used to having shows that they don't. I think I can reach the local market. I'd rather sell to the local market because it's easier to get return buyers. They buy ASFs from me. We don't have the shipping stress and the added shipping cost. It's more profitable, blah, 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 all the good things that come with doing local. So I'm just going to advertise my butt off in this first quarter and see if I can't keep the last 90 days momentum going. And in the meantime, I'll do Des Moines, La Crosse will come up. There will be a Hastings show in there somewhere, but the main guys, those of y'all that don't know what we're talking about, which I'm sure 99% of you don't, the Cold Blooded Expo show is at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds, and that's the big Minnesota-Minneapolis show. And usually they do 4, if not 5 a year. They're only going to do 3 this year here. And one of them, here's the other problem. The one they do in October is the same weekend as Tinley. I'm only going to get 2 of those big hometown shows this year when I usually have 4. Like, I'm a little concerned about that. But again, it's out of my control, so I'm going to make the most of it. And again, I just got to look for where the opportunity is. What's the work that other people are other ball python breeders going to take the time to advertise locally and reach people locally? I don't think so. I don't think with the gusto that I will. So maybe it's a blessing. Maybe there's opportunity in there. I could certainly take what I would have spent in the table fees, $200+ and apply those to local targeted ads. That's cool. I'll do it that way, so I got to give it a shot. I would prefer to do the show. I like the show scene. I enjoy it. I do well there. But we'll see how it shakes out. Yeah, man, twice a year, you got 2 shots. Go to Tinley, dude. If you've never been, it's pretty mind blowing and overwhelming. It is. It's a massive show, and it's a massive show packed into. It's like a big dude wearing a shirt that's a little too small. It's all there and it's all legit, but man, it is packed in there. So it's pretty fun. Yeah, there you go, Jen. Make that your monthly resolution that you're gonna just post an ad. If you can't think of what to say, tell ChatGPT you don't know what to say and teach it about yourself and have it write an ad for you. And I mean, look, the ads are about the animals. So like, I put a whole lot of effort into getting the very best pictures I can. The word salad, that's the ad. Okay, if it reaches people and they read it, great. I think the pictures are the hook. So the ad's as much about telling Facebook what the ad's about so it knows who to give it to. Yeah, so, give it a post. Try it out. Yeah, look at you being wild and free, Jeremy. Yeah, if you can't go because of work, now it's not an issue. Do it, man. Yeah, if you go in March, let me know. We'll have a good time. I'll show you around. I'll give you a good itinerary you can follow, tell you the places. The number 3 thing that I learned this year, this is probably like my life. And I didn't quite realize it. Like I've always heard the expression, it's not what you know, who you know, blah, blah, blah. Let me put it in a different way. I'll go farther on a trusted brand and relationships than I will on big sales. Big sales provide a lot of answers because money is, a driving force, and it allows you to do things on your own terms and call your own shots. But you go further on relationships. Say like I don't know. There's just a million examples I think of, like this rodent venture, ASFs. I didn't know anything about ASFs 2.5 years ago, except that they were expensive and people were getting a lot of money for them. So I said, man, I got to feed my snakes and I could maybe make something on it. Like the relationships of people that have helped me have gotten me way farther than anything I could do to just buy my way forward in ASFs. I've talked a whole lot about how like everybody in our hobby or industry, whatever we want to call it, everybody's an expert in something other than snakes, because we all set out to be successful in life at something else. And we were. And so everybody's got this expertise that's like a tangent. And more than I've ever seen in my life, building relationships without worrying about like the sales or the return has been phenomenal. Like it's unreal. Who knows? Like somebody's an electrician and they know how to, and they're into snakes. Somebody's a concrete worker and he's into snakes. Somebody is a skilled tradesman and they're into snakes. And somebody's a banker and they're into snakes, and like just these amazing opportunities. And I'm not even like talking like quid pro quo transactional stuff, just like truly learning what somebody is excellent at that you can ask them about and ask that knowledge that gets you so much farther than sales, and or just them knowing that you're looking for something. That old thing I just said earlier, like a prepared mind finds opportunity better. Like somebody knows that I'm not anymore, but somebody knew that I was looking for racks. Like they didn't even have the rack, but they just saw a good deal on one. And they're like, here, Adam's looking good. Adam, call this person. Boom, done. Got a great, situation from it. So the relationships, I just, it's so funny that like the money's like the most, and look, you can't just pay electric bills on relationships. I get it. You got to have the money, but it comes if you just do the right. If you put the very best product out there and you surround yourself with the very best people and you learn and apply the very best knowledge, like the best stuff comes. And it more and more, it's getting reinforced. Just I'll take opportunity in relationships over the sales any day. I guess I can't say any day. I got to have some sales. Like I say, I have to pay electric bills and I have to eat. But the rest of it, but I don't worry about, because even more sales come from it. It's really kind of unreal. And it's just like almost magical, mystical, weird thing, but I love it. Kate and Bill, how are you this morning? Heart of the Python. My New Year's resolution is to learn how to leverage AI to help my businesses. I'm going to do that's great video. I'm going to do video content on that. You guys have been awesome to me, and I got to figure out, I might actually have it. I don't think that I do though. I got to figure out how to get your logo when I'm flying solo. Heart of the Python is absolutely one of our sponsors, and I'm so thankful for. And one of the things I'm going to talk about that I learned is just the support and the risk that somebody will take supporting you is like one of the most amazing things. And whether it be Cold Blooded Cafe, whether it be Husbandry Pro, Heart of the Python, like people went out of their way to take a risk supporting me. And I don't take that for granted. It's why I don't mail it in on a New Year's Eve and go, Joe's on vacation, no show today. It's really inspiring. And then it just forces me to go do more reps and to get better at my craft and to keep working. And you guys hang out and we chat and we talk and good things come from it. And I learn. But I want to say thanks. Go check out Heart of the Python. If you haven't, you can find them on Instagram, Morph Market. That is Kate and Bill Peaver. They're out in Massachusetts. They ship nationwide. They vend nationwide. It's unbelievable the places that they vend. And I have right here a little list of what they work. Kate likes working on Monarch and Puzzle projects. Bill's got Monsoon. And the girls work on Sunset and Clown. It's a family venture. It's a family outing. And they do a great job. They also have what they call the Heartline, which is a line of animals, ball pythons bred for temperament. And I'm going to talk more about entry level quote. I wouldn't say entry level animals. I'd say entry level buyers. The animals are still the animals. They're the same animals. It's the same species. You can't call them entry level animals, but maybe there's entry level buyers, and how important that is to our whole industry. Kate and Bill, if I can help you at all, I use AI quite a lot, and I more and more. So let's set up a chat sometime. I'd love to hang out. Troy says they also have house snakes. How about that? I like it. I'm keeping. The other thing about flying solo is keeping up with the chats, engaging with the camera, all that stuff. I'm looking around here, just trying to keep up the chats. Look at that, trying to get males to lock. Yeah, it's that time of year. We all find that one that just won't behave, do his one job that he has. On the AI topic, the analytics and the research power of AI are really incredible. I've had a good time this year writing a budget where I learned a lot, and I could have done it faster myself, to be honest, but I learned a whole lot. I pumped in my past 4 years P&L and my income statements from the business, and then I gave it assumptions to make for 2026. Still going to be a tight market. I should have an increased sort of value to the quality of the genetics that I'm producing. I'm going to do one less local show. I'm going to eliminate labor, and I'm going to reduce equipment costs by 70%. And I said, take those assumptions and give me a starting point for a 2026 budget and forecast. And it did it pretty well. And it's funny, I always say with AI, it's like coaching a really good employee that listens. It turns out AI, ChatGPT anyhow, stumbles a little bit on understanding spreadsheets, which seems like it should be the most basic thing that it can understand. So I would have to coach it and be like, no, go to cell J33. That's what I'm talking about. And I'll be like, oh, well, in that case, here's this. So you do have to give it feedback and double check it. But I wrote my budget for 2026 using AI this year. Now, again, I actually enjoy writing budgets, and I knew what my assumptions were. I could have banged it out pretty fast, but it was cool to use that. And the cool thing I find with AI is that I can ask it questions like, what am I not thinking of? You can use it to kind of look around corners, or, hey, what are some crazy numbers that you see that maybe suggest that we need more explanation? What are the outliers or the variants? And I like asking it those kinds of questions. Pretty cool. So that's the AI stuff that I use. Go farther on trusted brand and relationships than with sales. I'm so thankful, but it's something I believe just more and more, and I just worry less and less with great relationships. The number 4 thing I learned is, let's bring it back to what matters here. There's still so much cool stuff to do with gravel. Man, I am excited. I've produced some animals that were just exceptionally cool to me. I'm sure other people are like, man, I'm doing this. Yeah, I know everybody's thing is the most special to them, as it should be. For me, man, I'm loving what I'm seeing in gravel. I'm learning. I learned in one clutch that, gravel and blackhead, that contrast is phenomenal. Gravel with black and dark genes is phenomenal. Those dark genes with gravel and het ultramel make some like ultramel looking flames when they're only a het. I don't know if that's breaking through, or it just happens to be an orange that it's creating that reminds me of ultramel. I don't know. I love it. I'm still excited. It's new fuel in the tank. I'm blown away by it. And that's without even hitting the super gravel versions or the recessive plus the super gravel version. So I'm excited about all of it. What genes are still keeping you guys up at night, dreaming and thinking of? I literally, when I can't sleep, I just think of gene combinations and, and envision pairing the snakes, and then poof, I'm off to La La Land drinking right away. Drinking, goodness, dreaming right away. Sorry, this is what happens when you do back-to-back shows on weird holiday weekends. You get a Tuesday night right straight into Adam rambling solo, 6:30 the next morning. Yeah, Jeremy, you're carrying the Trojan flag. So here's the cool thing: is the opportunity that that comes with that. Like, see it through. Do something badass with Trojan and show everybody. I told you so. Like it comes back, man. I'm telling you, the stuff that you're passionate about is what you're going to work the hardest on and put the most effort into. Look at that. Spreading the good word of super gravel females. There you go. I know it's like really basic knowledge, and you guys are going to be like, yeah, okay, I come here for that. Of course, everybody knows that. The power of supers, if it's a gene that you love, it's a cheat code. Your super's going to make gravels endlessly. Like everything can be in the gravel project because you can put it with anything you want. It's going to look pretty well. I don't think it looks amazing in pied, but I also think that there's opportunities that haven't been taken with pied. But take the world's craziest triple project or quad or whatever. Throw some gravel in there. Throw some super gravel in there. See how it goes. Like, I love it, man. I'm excited. And you can do that with any gene that has a super form. But yeah, the super females, that's where it's at. Oh, look at Troy. Just decided, say, I'll speak up now and ruffle some feathers. You know, I don't know. I actually have never worked with asphalt. And gravel's kind of a classic moment of one of those opportunities that came down the line at the right time. I wasn't aware of gravel or asphalt or even some of the other genes in the yellow belly complex until I saw them in person. And then I had the opportunity at the right financial moment to acquire one. And, you know, usually you see a snake and you're like, oh my gosh, one day I'm going to have that. And then you think about it and you get there and maybe invest in it, or maybe the feeling goes away, or maybe see another one that distracts you and you forget about that first one. This was at one of those moments where, like, I saw it, I was blown away, and I could afford it, and I had a spot for it right away. And it was like a new, like, holy cow, there is a pretty good looking solo gene. And now in its super form, it's doing wild, wild stuff, like incredible different things. So all of those together are where I landed on gravel. But to be honest, if I'd seen a super asphalt instead of a super gravel that day, I would have taken the super asphalt too. So I'm with you. I can roll with that. Elias, good morning. Thanks for all the support through the year. I love seeing you here. I hope that we get to cross paths this year. Maybe Tinley, maybe out and about. Who knows where the road will take us? But thanks so much for the support. Okay, now we have far superior. Now we've taken it too far. I will set out to prove you wrong, my friend. Oh, everybody's all of a sudden super asphalt fans. Do you guys say it like the Canadian way? Do you call it asphalt? Do you notice nobody in their life called asphalt asphalt? Like, that's how you know that somebody's a snake breeder or they're from Canada. Okay, Wookie. Yeah, you know what? I have a Wookie Het Clown male that I've always been like, I'm going to get him going. I'm going to get Wookie into this and that. And then it's so hard to breed like a single codon male. I might need to sell him and then like buy a banger that's got Wookie in it. Troy, I like it. This is a good way to push ourselves too. We'll have a little 5-year showdown on super gravel and asphalt. I like that. All right. My number 5 thing, maybe this is the big finish. I learned that I'm really happy. It has been a weird 5 years. Like, really fast synopsis is 2020 COVID hits. I'm running restaurants at a not private, semi-public actually. It's a destination resort out in the mountains in North Carolina. Great life, provided very well for my family and I. COVID hits. Everybody and their brother wants to escape to the mountains in North Carolina. We get smashed. We get smashed through COVID, busy. We get smashed psychologically with, open, shut, laws. Governor says this, health department says this. There was a time when a lot of people were dying. We didn't know what was going on. Crazy economy, a whole new world of just everything. It was so much overload. It was so exhausting. I end up checking out. I wake up one day, I'm mentally, physically I'm just over it. I just hated what I was doing at that point, which really hurt because I had always loved what I was doing. My son was 9 years old, and I said, you know what? I'm going to check out. I'm going to figure this out. Our house is worth a bunch. All these people want to come to the mountains, come by our house doubled in COVID. Like, there was like a real blessing there. And we flew the coop. We went back to our rental house in Jacksonville, Florida, went back to the little starter home. And I said, I'm going to start a consulting business. I'm going to play music gigs. I'm going to breed ball pythons. And I did those things. And sure enough, like, I'm not here to tell you could get rich selling ball pythons, but I am here to tell you I had a pretty good life doing all of those things and working my butt off and learning at it. And then one day my wife and I woke up after about 2 years and we're like, all of our friends in Florida grew up, and this isn't what we left 10 years ago or 12 years ago. And Florida's gotten kind of weird and still hot as blazes, and we're going to go to Minnesota. And so we fly the coop and we go to Minnesota, and I get to Minnesota and I have to figure out, I've had these moments of like dread where I'm like, what have I done? Minnesota's so far from Florida and North Carolina and the life that I've lived and who I am and where I came from and blah, blah, blah. And then I buy this car wash and trying to make a life here, vending shows, building a brand here. I was kind of known regionally in the South. Now I got to try and redo it in the upper Midwest. And I did it. And I feel like I'm here, and I feel like 2026 is the year where, like, I don't move. I don't buy a car wash. I don't have any of these I just want to do what I do in 2026. Really focus on the animals, really focus on refining my business, really focus on building my brand rather than all these weird foundations. And I just want my family to be happy. And I realized I am happy. And that's what I learned in 2025. And thanks for riding along on the journey with me, and you guys pushing me, you guys showing up on Thursday mornings keeps me coming back with Joe. And there you go. That's what I learned, No, you know what? I actually like the Minnesota weather. There are days that it sucks. Don't get me wrong. It's remarkably brutal and harsh. But when you go now, one day I'll probably want this back. But I find Florida weather incredibly bland. When I have pictures. I have no idea of family gatherings outside in the yard. I have no idea if it's Christmas or 4th of July. It's always the same. It is just this bland weather, and then you throw in hurricanes, which are actually no joke, especially when the power goes out for 3 days and it's 94 degrees. Man, everything's got its ups and downsides. The old grass is always greener kind of thing. I like the seasons. To me, the seasons are like part of that being the tortoise. Like, it makes me focus on, like, hey, it's changing. Hey, time's going by. Hey, a year is happening. Hey, another, like, there's mental landmarks. I never had that in the South, believe it or not. In North Carolina, I did to an extent because we had some seasons there, but Florida, no seasons. I love it, man. I do wish summer could be longer. I am with you there. 2026 is the year of the horse. Let's take off running. I like that one. We should take off running. What alternative do we have? Take it slow? No, we got to go for it. Troy, thank you very, very much. It's very generous. I will have a cup of Joe And Troy, I hope we get to, one of the things I miss from the South is vending with people that I did. I left a lot of cool relationships there, and I don't get to see people as much. And Troy, you're one of them. It was always fun to vend Daytona with you. And, I haven't vended Siri or some of those Southeast shows. I miss that. The hangs were really always really, really good. So my best to you all as well. And I keep doing it. I hope you do crush it on super asphalt, and I'm going to crush it on super gravel, and all the fun challenges that motivate each of us in our own ways. So yeah, there's this mental thing that goes with it where just like, again, maybe it's me getting old, but like I want to feel a little bit of time. I want to know like how much time is passing, what got done and what didn't get done. There's this rhythm and a cycle that goes to the seasons that I love it. And again, Minnesota's harsh seasons, but they are beautiful, gorgeous summers, unbelievable. And even spring and fall have their charms, and winter does too, but summer is incredible, I know, Troy. I know it's a hot take that I got, but seriously, I really do enjoy it. So it's still new to me. Now, like I say, check with me in 10 years. I might be like, yeah, you could have all that timekeeping and seasons that you want. I'm out of here. I don't know. We'll see. Guys, thanks so much for a great year. Have a safe, happy new year tonight. Enjoy it. Think about the future. Have a little fun. Don't hold back, but just keep it safe. I hope to see you all here. Same time, same place next week. Joe will be back. He's off enjoying a little well-deserved holiday with he and Chelsea. I think they're up. They're somewhere around Niagara, but I don't know if they're in Canada or in the United States. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. My best to them. Huge thanks to Joe. Huge thanks to all of you guys. Go check out Cold Blooded Cafe. Check out Husbandry Pro. Check out Heart of the Python. All people I'm so proud to be associated with, and so thankful that they took a chance on supporting me. See you guys in 2026. See you next year.